Hey guys, before we start, I would like to apologize for the blue rings on my glasses. It's because of the light. It's a bit too bright, so that's why I'm wearing my glasses because they have the anti-glare that helps to just tone everything just a little bit down for me. So welcome back to another IG Live. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for joining us in our conversation. Hi, Ayanda. I see you, girl. You're here every time we have a live. I really, really appreciate you. So I'm just going to wait for the lady I'm interviewing today to join in. In the meantime, I'm going to pin today's topic. So today we are talking about building your career, which I think is very, very important because we not just work, but you want to build a career, grow as a person. Obviously, you want to grow financially, mentally, and I think also spiritually and emotionally as a person in your career. So I'm going to pin my comment. And then we'll wait for Ulindi to join us again. In the meantime, hello guys. If you've got a question for me, we can have this conversation now. You can ask me anything you would like to ask me. So let's wait for Ulindi to join in. I think she's going to join in just in a bit, and then we can start with the conversation. Thanks, Ayanda. I hope this one you'll get some information that you're going to use in your world again, like you always have with the previous ones. Okay, so oh yes, before I even forget, we are running the August edition. Wow, Ayanda, yes, I did go and get my COVID vaccine jab. I got extremely sick afterwards, but I did. So let me add. Okay, Lindy, please request to join the live again. I think it was easier that way. Let's do. Then we're gonna start. There we go. There we go. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How's everyone? And how are you?
Yeah, all good. I'm all good. I think everyone else is also good. Yeah, you were saying we are going to have glitches every now and then.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, especially because we're in two different cities.
Yeah.
So we are going to have glitches. But before we start, I've already did like a quick introduction of today's topic. I'm going to give you an
Okay.
opportunity to just quickly introduce yourself. So your full name and surname, what you do, and if there's something you want to share before we start the conversation.
Hi, my name is Lindiwe Makhoba. I won't say I'm a fashion designer because I don't want to be boxed under one. I'm just a creative.
Yes,
Because
lovely.
I do things in the line of creative business. I run a fashion brand and a beauty
Mm-hmm.
brand. A brand as well. So that's my line of work. I also run an NPC, which is called Utu Festival, which
Yes.
also is work around the creative arts.
Yes.
So that's me in a nutshell. um, Going full time on this business venue, but always I've been in the corporate side for
Mm-hmm.
many years, 15 years. Then in that 15 years, probably I've been doing it as a side hustle for almost 3 years, and then
Mm-hmm.
decided to go full time about almost two years ago, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been working. I started and going full time in business, and COVID started. So I
Yes, yes, yes.
was uh, during the pandemic, yes.
Yes, yes. Lovely. Okay, lovely. So you said you were in corporate for 15 years. Before I even start with the first question, what were you doing in corporate? What was your profession while you were still in corporate?
Okay, I had various roles in while I was there,
Okay.
including, remember when you start off and you're just coming off, a young girl coming off from college, you start at the bottom. I know when
Yes.
you go
Then you built
to
up from there.
university, think as soon as you find your first job, you're gonna be a manager or,
Yes.
upgrade. But I was in the banking sector, and
Mhm.
I was once a teller and team leader, manager. So there were various roles within
Mm,
that
within
I.
that field. Got it. Got it. Lovely. Lovely. Um, so that takes me like basically to the first question of our conversation, right? So
Ask
if
away.
you so if you can, before we start, you can move your, I don't know whether you can move slightly back so that they can see your full face, or you can move your phone just a little bit. Yeah,
Is that fine?
that's fine. Yes,
Okay.
because just so they can see your full face.
I hope I can hold it for the next 20 minutes. Okay.
Sure. Do you want to find a place to place the phone?
Let me see. Are you able to? I think I need help here. Just here. So I'll tell you when it's okay because I don't have a
Okay,
stand here.
so that you can be comfortable, because I don't want you. Yeah,
There
there
we
you
go.
go. There
Much
you
better.
go. Yeah, so that you're more comfortable. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, our first question is, what are some of the important things to consider when choosing a career path? So we're going back like right at the beginning, when you're still deciding on which career. Should I be in commerce? Should I be in science? I don't know. Should I be a doctor? Should I be a nurse? What are some of the things that are important to consider when you're choosing a career path?
You know, with us, we always mostly what happens is that people choose for you at home when you are young, when you are in high school, when you're in grade, I think you're in grade 9 when you start choosing your subjects.
Your
But
subjects is.
yeah, but when I was in school, I was choosing based on what jobs can give me more money. Like I wanted to become an accountant, but when I chose my subjects were chosen around the career that I wanted to actually pursue. But
Mm,
remember that it's also in line with what are your parents wishing for you most of the time. And
yes.
so you will choose maths, accounting, science, as well as computer studies, like in my case.
Mm,
And then
yeah.
your compulsory subjects like your English, your Afrikaans, and whatever. So
Mm,
you know when you choose those subjects, it's either you can become an accountant or a financial manager. So it was around
mm,
those that career path that when I
mm,
chose my subjects in school.
mm.
But what we need to realize is there's always something that exists within you that is part of your personality. So
Yes.
I would say the first point is that when you choose a career, it must be around your personality, who you are, what are your hobbies, what do you really,
Mm,
really like to do? Because
yes.
even when I was working, I never liked to be in the same position for long. Always wanted to do something else. If I've learned something,
Mm,
I just want to move on to something that is more challenging. So,
Mm.
but sometimes you don't realize that when you're in school. So that is why it's important to, when you are a parent, to know your child's personality. So it depends on your
Yeah.
personality. You need to look at your personality. What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? And what is most valuable to you that will
To
give you
you.
that level of satisfaction? And
Yes.
your lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle do you want to lead? So you will choose your career according to, this is what I want, middle class, or what,
Mm.
do I want to send my children when I reach that age where I can marry and everything? What kind of lifestyle do I want to live? So what will
Mm.
inform your career would be around that type
That as well, yes.
and also your dreams. What are your dreams?
That's
So
very
according
important.
to me, like, I want to be someone famous, so I want to be a celebrity, or I want to change the world, or I want to do something. So your career is also informed around your dreams. Maybe you
Yeah.
just want to be someone that helps the community. So you could choose to perhaps work for an NGO or work for a
Mm.
non-profit company. So you will start looking at all the non-profit companies that aligns with your values.
Around.
So
Mm.
that's another. Um, and also, when you choose your career, you need to consider that you need to be open. You
Okay, so
know,
explain
yeah,
open.
look at the possibilities. Like, I wanted to become something else, or maybe I wanted to become maybe they. You could work for a
Yeah.
company. You could work for one of KPMG, if I may mention, one of the finance companies. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna get what you expect. So
Yes.
if you get maybe an administration position, be open for possibility, because you getting in, that's your way of being able to climb the corporate ladder while you're inside
Yeah.
and learning more. Because it doesn't
Yes. So
necessarily mean that if I studied accountancy,
mm.
I'm gonna get a job as an accountant. You're gonna get a
Yes.
job as a teller, or you may get a job as
Mm.
a receptionist in that accounting firm, and then maybe 2 years later, you get the job that you deserve. So you need to be open to possibilities and
Yes.
find out. I to look at what skills do you excel in. What are your
What are your strengths?
what
What are
do
you good at? Mm.
yeah, what are you good at? What are you really, really good at? So that will also
Yes.
inform your decision. Because you find nowadays some people will just go and choose to become a nurse,
Mm.
but they just didn't choose, they didn't look at where is this coming from? Is it the passion, or am I driven by the fact that I'm going to get a salary at the end of the day?
Yes.
So it's not
Those are
something.
good.
So
Those
when
are
you choose something that you are good at, you find that you excel. Think about,
yes.
if I were to have maybe 1 million rand or 10 million, and I'm not working for anybody, for any company, what would you do? What would you enjoy?
Yes.
What
And
type of
do
job would you
that.
do without you waking up? What would you like would you be doing if you are not employed at a company and you had all the money in the
Yes.
world? So I think those
Yes.
are just a few pointers that I think are important when you choose your career. You also need to do research, find out from people who know, go to career, if you are in school, career expos, so that you can choose accordingly. When you look at
Mm.
me, if my parents spent maybe 200,000 taking me to a university that's going to teach me how to become an accountant, And then after a couple of years, I just feel that this is not for me. And I go into something which is totally different, which is designing the
Yes.
creative arts, which maybe that didn't need for me to go and spend 3 or 4 years at varsity. I could have gone,
University.
to
Yes.
maybe a 1 year course in fashion design, or a 1 year course in drawing or whatever. So it
Mm.
avoids things like that where you can waste a number of years being unhappy, or a number of years just failing if you're failing. Lucky I didn't fail, but
Mm.
some people it can happen like that. You find that in a lot of universities, you find your first years failing, second years failing. You find people who are supposed to complete something within 4 years, it ends up being 7 years. And it's not
Yes.
necessarily because they can't make it, it's because it's not within them to be,
Yes.
studying for
Doing
for
what they're
for
doing, yeah, for that
years.
specific.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Love it.
So
So you moving around. I don't know if you need to hold your phone again. I don't know. But you like in the center and then you're on the side. There you go.
okay.
Um, and I know people because you talking. People
Mm.
want to see you
Okay.
more than me. Because what you're
Okay.
saying is actually more important. Um, I think from all of that, what I picked up, I'm just going to run through. I'm not going to go through all the points because you mentioned a lot of things. But I think what's most important that you said, you must choose something you're passionate about. And
Mm.
as you said, if you had all the money in the world, do something that you would do when you know, Wuti, you don't have to have a paycheck at the end of the month, because
Mm.
ultimately you want to choose a career that, one, you're going to make money from it, obviously, but you want to be satisfied and happy as a
Mm.
person, as an individual in that
Mm.
career path. I love that. Let's move to our next question. Basically, do you think it is important to climb the corporate ladder?
Sure. That one is a bit difficult, but it depends on the personality or you. I think
Mm,
it is important if you want to climb, because you don't have to climb the corporate ladder. Because some people feel that you don't have to climb a corporate ladder. So if you
mm,
decide that you want to climb a corporate ladder,
mm,
is it worth it? That's the question that you're
yes.
going to ask yourself. Is
Mm,
it
mm,
important? Then if you put it that way, then it's definitely worth it if you want to grow yourself, if you
mm.
want to move from point A to point B,
To point
if you
B,
see
yes.
yourself maybe in 5 years' time, you have goals that you want to reach. And
Yes.
what I like is that most of the organizations, they will have ways and means of climbing the corporate ladder. For example, they can use developing, those goals.
Those
They
development.
can use,
Mm-hmm.
you know, ways that you can get a promotion. So in my
Mm,
case, for example, I knew that I didn't want to be in a certain position, not because I didn't like that position, but because I was ambitious and driven. So
yeah.
it's important, if you are that person that wants to reach, and make sure that you know what it is that you do in order to reach that goal. So part
Yes.
of the internal, if you're in the workplace, there are internal processes and growth mechanisms that you can use within the workplace, like working hard, being driven, volunteering to do tasks, and completing your tasks, making sure that you are visible.
Mm.
Sorry about that. I think a call was coming
We
through.
lost you there in a bit. Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
You're back
yeah.
now.
So I was saying to you that it depends, when you climb, it's important when you want to reach that goal and you know that you want a promotion. So you will do certain things that will show that you have the potential to reach that position, and you
Yes.
have the potential to occupy that position. And
Yes.
you can even have a mentor at work. And
Mhm. You can continue. You were talking about having a mentor at work.
you see some of the things that they use as a ladder at your workplace is having those things like coaching,
Mm.
mentors, having
Mm.
those processes. So you can drive yourself to be one of those people that get selected to be mentored. Maybe
Mm.
people will have top 10 of
Mm.
outstanding employees, and you can be
Mm.
chosen to be part of that mentoring process, which at the end they will realize whether you have potential to occupy a certain position or you have
A certain
potential to
position,
be
yes.
promoted. So I really think if
Mm.
we look at it that way, if you do want to climb the corporate ladder, you can use those mechanisms to climb it.
Got you. Got you. I think you explained everything beautifully. You explained all the mechanisms that each organization may have that one can actually opt for in order to climb that ladder. But I think what I want to emphasize is what you started with. You said you must ask yourself if it is worth it for you and if it's something you want to do for your career and for your career path. I love that. The next question is linked to the one we just discussed about the corporate ladder. What are some of the things that you have done to climb each step on your career ladder? So now we're not talking about your corporate ladder. We are talking about your ladder, like your career as a whole. So what are some of the steps, what are some of the things that you have done that you can share with my viewers that you have used to climb your career ladder?
Okay. What I've done is that even when I was in the corporate, I always asked the question, can something be done? And I volunteered myself with a lot of people. And want to reach is very important. So I've volunteered for tasks, I've volunteered in organizations, I've actually availed myself for people who already are running business.
Should be back just now, guys. Just now. It's just buffering. Um, okay. She's just gonna rejoin again. I think we're having a little bit of network difficulties there. But let's see. Um, guys, I can't, please don't request to join the live because I'm having an interview, so I can't have anyone else join except the person that I'm interviewing. And today that person is also Lindy. So she was just running through how some of the things that she did to climb her career ladder. So I'm gonna have her back on now. There we go. We're back. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, we're back. I think you're going to have to just start from the beginning so that it's easy. So you were telling us that to climb your career ladder, you had to make yourself available. So you volunteered to do tasks at work, you volunteered at organizations, you were just continuing from there.
Yes, and what is important is that you need to look at people that you aspire to be.
Yes.
And, you know, also have a mentor. That was what
Mm,
I've done. So you can have a mentor that you speak with, the mentor that is available, like we are having a conversation now. But you can have
Yeah.
a mentor that is far, but you are actually following up on
On
that
their
person's
steps.
values and everything that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
having that type of mindset will help you.
Mm.
So you could have
Yes.
maybe even 3 people that you know that you know what they are doing well, they are excelling in their businesses, they are excelling in their sector. This is where I want
Yes.
to be. You can even
Yes.
phone the person up, Google the person, send an email, and have a chat, and you'll be surprised that a person.
Mm. Connection is not so great, guys. But she's basically discussing how the things that she had to do, the things that she did to climb her career ladder. We're gonna try and have her back on again, and we'll see how that's gonna go. Just 1 minute. Mm. See if we have any comments coming through. Let's see. Okay, we have a comment from Ayanda, and she's saying this generation is blessed to choose what they're passionate about. And I wouldn't agree more. We're a very lucky generation. Back in the days, especially Black people had very limited career paths. You could only choose certain things because those were just things that were available for you to choose as a career. But today, you can actually choose what you are passionate about. You can choose to do what you love, and no one is really going to be against you as long as you put in the work, and as long as you thrive, sorry, for excellence in all that you do. You can do anything and you can do everything that you would like to do. So we're just working on getting Lindy back on the chat. We literally have like 3 more questions left, and then we'll be good to go. So let's have her back in again, but it seems we're having a bad network day. Please do forgive us, guys, for that. The aim is to take notes in the conversation and learn and grow. We have you back. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Um,
Sorry to audience where we keep going back and forth. But
yeah.
as
But I
long
think we're just going to continue because we've already touched on a few things. So you were talking about mentors. Get my water in the meantime.
yeah, I think it's really, really important to have mentors. They are your
Mm,
soundboard. If you
yes.
have any ideas, and what I mentioned before we went off was that what I learn from if I speak to people who are mentors or people who are experts in their own field is I always like to ask the question about their failures, like an incident where
Mm,
they failed, and because that's where I learn from, and it helps me to also not fall in the same trap. And it's even much more
yes.
nice if you have a mentor who is willing to share that experience with you,
With
so
you,
that you can
yes.
learn from that and you don't repeat the same thing. So that is why you need to always have people, even people who are CEOs of big companies, they have many mentors, because along the
Mm,
career path you have certain people for certain things. Even having
yes.
somebody who can be your, not just your soundboard. Whenever you have an idea, you can just um run it through that person, and you know that they will keep your information safe, and they will give you the kind of advice that you need, and they will be critical and straightforward. So those are the type of
Mm.
honest truth and tell you,
Yes.
you, I don't
This
think
is not going to.
you are right here. So
I
it's
know.
important to have someone
I
who can
think,
support you
mm,
in that manner, in a
definitely,
form of a mentor.
definitely. Definitely. I think what I want to add while you're talking about mentors, because I also have a mentor, and
Are
sometimes
we
when
frozen?
she, when she critically analyzes things that I'm talking to her about, sometimes it's not nice. And sometimes she tells me, she's like, "You're not gonna like this, but it's like this and like this and like this." And she'll tell me, "But I've lived through this. This is how I overcame this type of problem. And if you're going about doing it this way, it's not going to work." And
Mm-hmm.
I think what I want to just say is that be open. It's what you said before. Be open to opportunity. Understand that sometimes your greatest idea may not be so great, because maybe you're
Yeah.
missing one, two, or three things. Be willing
Mm,
to go back after that discussion to adjust a few things so that you can
mm,
grow as a person.
mm. You just always need someone to
Mm,
just be around so that they can check.
yes.
Because now,
Mm,
with one of my mentors, I told her that, I'm doing I've got this new product now. She said, why do you want to add something? This is working. Why do you need to add something else? Because now you're gonna concentrate on all that new products and leave what is doing well. Is there a need
yeah.
for that product to be
For the
done? I
new
think
product.
yeah, by creating something always.
Mm,
But you really, really do need someone to be there to be yourself. Sometimes we just want to rush and do things, and we just think we have the greatest idea, and then only when we
yes.
share it and we have someone tell you, no, you can't do it now. You can do it
Now,
later.
yes.
This is what you first need to do, and you just want to go and
Yes.
launch. You just want to go ahead, spend so much money. So
Yes.
those people save
Yes.
you money, because you could go and implement something which they know that it would be a failure, and then when it fails,
Yes.
you are a mess.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Definitely. Definitely. The next one is basically, what are some of the important values that you feel are important, for us to have when we're building a career? You can maybe mention three or four of them. Yeah.
Mhm. So I think the most important value is having a sense of
Mm,
service, whether to yourself, to your employees, or to the community. Because when you
yeah.
go into business, or I would use the context of business, you want to
Yes.
solve problems, and you want
Mm,
to change the world. And
yeah.
having that value number two can be independence. You need to be
Yes.
able to work on your own, and
Mm,
to be able to complete your tasks on your own. As much as
yes.
sometimes you may need a team that will assist you, but you need to be able to work independently, because running a business and climbing the corporate ladder, and your career, it requires you to work a lot on your own, and to
Mm,
be able to complete tasks. So I think that's number two. And the
mm,
third one, um, um, I think you really need to be a person who is resilient, who can actually get up whenever something happens and be able to move on. You know,
yes.
there's a lot of things that happens in business, just like the pandemic, can kick you
Mm,
down, and you've had people closing businesses, but
mm,
others have actually made more money during this time, because they had that mindset of you know, I can pivot, I can change. This is an opportunity to learn something new or to go e-commerce instead of having a physical shop. So
Yeah.
that's another value that I think we need to accomplish. You need to be a builder of things so that you can grow yourself, grow your community. Because the overall reason we are in business and we have conglomerates, we have so many things, is to provide services
To our
to the
community.
humankind. Have a,
Yeah.
that sense of wanting to build. That's
Yes.
it.
Love it. Love it. I'm just
Besides
gonna run.
the
Mm-hmm.
usual values of respect,
Yes.
integrity,
Integrity.
honesty,
Yeah.
transparency,
Mm-hmm. Mm,
over and above those values, you have the
mm.
ones that I've mentioned.
Lovely. Love it. Love it. This is our second. Actually, I'm not even gonna get to this question because this question is having a mentor important, and we've just ran through the different mentors that you can have and why it's important and how the mentors can actually help you build your career and help you build your business. I'm gonna move to our very last question, which is, given the platform, what message would you like to share to the women who are listening or watching today? Just a few minutes, guys. Few minutes. Okay. Yeah. Network is not with us today. I feel like we're trying to get such a positive message out there. We're trying to get such a good educational session going, but network is just like playing with us. So she's gonna come back again and she's gonna answer our last question. If you have any questions or any comments, you are more than welcome to drop them on the comment section now. Then we'll run through the questions. So she has been in corporate for 15 years. She does run her own business at the moment, went full time from 2019. So if you've got questions around business, if you've got questions around building your career, uh, now is the time to actually hit me up with all those questions. So we're just gonna wait for her to join the live again. And okay, let's have her back. And then we just like wrapping things up. So yeah, any questions around building your career, any questions around building and growing your business, drop them on the comment section and then we'll tackle them for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for her to join again. Lindy, you can just request to join the live again, please, for me. Just get time. And have that. Okay, so Network is okay. There you
Right.
go. You're back. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so basically, last question is basically sharing a message to every woman who is watching us tonight and who's going to be watching and listen to this live.
Yo, it's Women's Month. As women, we are expected to be everything, a mother, a lover, a friend, but everything but human. So I just want to say to women that we are human. You're not just a mother, you're not just a lover, you're not just a wife, you're not just a friend or a shoulder to cry on. We are human. And
Mm,
I want to say to women that, especially women that in leadership positions,
mm,
who in the decision making bodies, that we need to be the ones that are helping the younger women to come up so that they don't have um, to sell their bodies. They don't have to do favors to anybody in order to reach
mm,
their positions. We don't need to just be addressing or window dressers. If you are in a position,
mm,
you need to be the right kind of women who can make decisions on behalf of women
mm.
and who can influence change within whatever organization you are
That you're
in business.
in, yes.
You if you are in a member of a board, doesn't matter if
Mm,
there's 20 males and you're the only female that is there. You need to be there not just to be a flower, but to influence the decisions, especially the decisions that are being made on behalf of us as women that affect us
mm,
women. So we need
yes.
to create spaces for other women to be able to come up and be CEOs and be board members and just be
Mm-hmm.
leaders of
Yes.
organizations, leaders of
Yes.
the society. And
Mm,
you need to create a space where they can be able to actually, be heard. Because when you're a
mm,
woman, since we are not human as what society feels like, uh, most of the time when you speak out and when you are factual and when you want to influence decisions, you are told to tone down the level of engagement that you engage with.
mm,
It's
yes.
only expected for men to speak in a certain manner. And
Mm,
you are told you are arrogant. It's either you're told you are arrogant or you don't play part, you don't play ball,
mm,
and then you are
yes.
excluded. But we need to
Yes.
move away from that.
Yes.
Just be principled and actually be who you are. Be
Yes.
human.
Love it. Love it. Um, I think that marks the end of our conversation. It's been network has been bad to us, but we've had
It is
an
showing
amazing
us things.
conversation. But I think we've had an amazing conversation. I myself have learned a lot from just engaging with you. I'm definitely going to rewatch it and make notes, like proper notes, because then I won't be in the interview. But I love what you said. Women be human, and I also love that you said every woman who is in a leadership position create an environment to allow the younger woman to grow and to take up space. That's amazing. Because I feel like if there's one thing the society has done, especially to the Black community, is that they've taught you that there can only be one you. So if you are the only female or the only Black person in that board, it's like you have to be the only person that's there. You can't invite others to come through. So I love that you touched on that. So women, stand up for each other and stand up for your communities. Thank you so much, Lindy, for making time in the afternoon to engage with us. If you've got any last words before I end the live, this is your
I
chance. So we
just
don't
want to
have
thank
questions. I think it's because,
our
yes.
audience and thank you for having me. Um,
Yeah.
uh, with this live, I've also never done it before. I always use Zoom, Teams, and all those things for meetings.
I see, I
Thank you
see.
for having me, and like to thank our audience as well. And sorry about the technical issues that we had, but I hope that if there's even one thing that you can take away from this interview, I'm very happy about it. I would be glad as long as it's
Awesome.
yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Okay, so you can exit and then I'll conclude.
You are freezing again. Thank
Oh
you.
boy. Thanks. Bye.